Hey there. Recently I did a cover of Freak On A Leash by Korn in standard tuning. A bunch of people asked me to make a tutorial for it, so here it is. There is a tab to download linked in the description below, so please download that to follow along. And without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to start off with this little intro riff that goes into the first verse. Now, the way I did it is I kind of combined both Monkey and Head's guitar parts into one. But if you want to play a simpler version, I'll show you how to do that. So the simple version is essentially just to do this the whole way through the intro and both verses. It's basically just that over and over again. So that is the 19th fret on the G string. And then you got the 22nd fret on the B string. And then the 20th fret on the G string. So it's just those three frets. Okay, and then the other guitar is kind of doing a call and response thing where it does a thing like this. Okay, so it's the same three notes, but three different rhythms. So each time it gets kind of offset. So those notes are the 20th fret on the G string, the 20th fret on the B string, and then the 22nd fret on the high E string. So it's just those three frets. But what I do in my version is kind of combine the two so you can play both at the same time. So I'll walk you through how to do that. So I broke it down into three different patterns, A, B, and C, because otherwise it gets quite confusing because it kind of changes around quite a bit in the verse. And so, yeah, it's kind of hard to follow unless you just think of it in this sort of way, A, B, and C. So I'll break that down. So pattern A is like this. Okay, so that one, this note comes in early. So you're going to do the first bit, and then you're going to go 20, 20, 22, like that. And you have to hold this note down when you go to start it up again on the 19th fret, so like that. So that's pattern A. Then pattern B is when they land at the same time. So this one you kind of need to use hybrid picking really. So I pluck with the pick and then I use my finger to pluck the high string. So I'll demonstrate pattern B. It sounds like this. Like that, okay? So they're both at the same time. So you've got 19, 20, and then you hit the 22nd fret with your finger and the 19th fret with the pick at the same time. Okay, and then pattern C, which is probably the hardest one to do because it's kind of offset the rhythm. The 22nd fret is going to come after the beat, so I'll demonstrate that. Like that, okay? So you have to hit the 19th fret on the G and then the 22nd fret afterwards on the B, on the high E, sorry. So I'm going to play patterns A, B, and C back to back so you can kind of hear the differences between them, and then I'll just tell you the actual order of everything. Okay, so that was A, B, and C back to back. So the actual pattern goes like this. So the intro, the very first time, doesn't have the high extra bit. You just got the easy version like this. Okay, and then the pattern starts up like this. It goes A, followed by B, followed by A again, then C, then back to A. And then the first verse starts, okay? So the intro is kind of a bit all over the place in terms of the pattern. Then verse 1 is a bit more straightforward. It just goes A, B, C, A, B, C, A, A, okay? And that ends the first verse. So after the verse, you switch over to distortion. I'm just using a different guitar because the other guitar I have has higher frets, so it's easier to play the clean part. Yeah, so this is the pre-chorus. It goes like this. Okay, so we've got this octave shape, 4th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the B string, and we're ignoring the G string. And we're gonna hit it and then do sort of a hammer-on thing up to the 5th fret and then back down to the 4th fret, so the same shape, so like this. So you hit it once, but you get 3 notes out of it. And then with your middle finger, you want to go to the 5th fret below on the A string, hit that, and then hit the octave shape on the 4th fret again. So like this. And I kind of let them ring into each other to make a bigger sounding chord. Then the second time, we start off the same. And then we go up to the 6th fret on the A string, hit that, and then hit an octave chord. So put our finger down on the 8th fret here on the G, skip out the D string. Okay. So we got. And then the second time, it's the similar thing, but the rhythm's slightly different on the second time. So the second time's like this. So there at the end, the rhythm, it kind of comes in a bit earlier. So I'll demonstrate the two back to back so you can kind of hear the difference. Like that. Then the third time's the same as the first time. And then on the fourth time, we just do the first bit and then ring it out. And then you're into the chorus. So now we're at the chorus, and essentially it's just the same set of chords 4 times in a row. So it goes like this. Okay, so we start off with this kind of jangly A chord. So you're going to hit the open low E string, open A string. Then we've got the 7th fret on the D, and then the 6th fret on the G, and then open B string and open high E string. So all the strings. That's the first shape. Then we go down to an E major. And then we do this variation on F, but with the 2 top strings open. So, okay, 1st fret, 3rd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and then you leave the top 2 ringing. And then finally we go up to the 6th fret and do this kind of bar power chord. So we've got 6th fret, 6th fret, and then the 8th fret like this. Okay, so all together slowly, that is. And then you repeat basically 4 times. Okay, so verse 2 is actually easier than verse 1. It's shorter and it's a bit more simpler in terms of the pattern to remember. So I'll just demonstrate that. Okay, so it just goes A, B, C, A, and then you're into the pre-chorus again. So after the second verse, you've got the pre-chorus and the chorus again. They're exactly the same as the first pre-chorus and chorus. And then following that, we have the beatbox section where everything breaks down. So at first you don't play anything really. It's just the drums and Jonathan Davis beatboxing. There is a little scratch thing that goes like this. Okay, so it's just a pick scrape. I'm just muting the strings, and I'm just going, okay, just 3 scrapes there. And then comes the little sort of build-up riff that goes like this. Okay, so you're going to play this riff 3 times, and then the 4th time there's a sort of different ending, so I'll break it down. It's the 7th fret on the low E string, palm muted. Okay, so you hit that twice, and then you're going to hit the 8th fret on the high E string, open. So, and you do it again, and then we have this little dissonant chord thing here. So it's the 12th fret on the B string and the 8th fret on the E string together, and you go, okay, and you let that ring. So, okay, and then the next time you start off the same, and then we hit a little scratch, and then 8 again. So that whole riff slowly goes like this. And you repeat that 3 times, and then on the 4th time you do this. Okay, so you just stop the 8th fret dead there, and it's going to kick into the main breakdown. So now we're at the breakdown, which is pretty straightforward. It goes like this. Okay, so it's the same power chord shape throughout, and that's the 2nd fret, and 4th fret together. Okay, and these are the frets. It's going to go 2, 3, 4, 5. So you do that 3 times in a row. And then on the 4th time, you're going to go 2, 3, 2, 1. And that whole thing repeats around twice. So. And then we're going to have a variation to this. So you're going to hit the 2nd fret and then go up to the 6th fret and do a short bend like that, okay? So you're going to bend the 6th fret up on the D string, and then you carry on the rest of the pattern. So you're going to do 3, 4, 5. So. And then the same at the end there. So we're just interjecting this bend between the riff, essentially. Like that. And you only do that sort of variation once round before we get to the last chorus. So now we're at the last chorus, which is a variation on the first 2 choruses, but it's got more rhythm added to it. So I'll demonstrate. So we're starting off with this variation on an A power chord. So it's an A power chord with a low E string added. So E, A, and then 2nd fret on the D and G. And you're going to do this rhythm. Okay. And then it goes to an E power chord, an F power chord, and you go up to the 6th fret and do the same shape you did before in the previous choruses. So 6, 6, and 8. So you got, and then back again to the open A part. So it's essentially just the same thing 4 times in a row. So now we're at the outro where there's this little sort of guitar solo thing. In the original, I think it's Head playing it with a whammy pedal. So you get this kind of like sliding sound. I just do it without the whammy pedal, just so you don't have to use one. And it goes like this. Okay, so we've got the 14th fret on the G string, the 10th fret on the B string. So they're the same note, but you're kind of playing them in unison together to give this kind of warbly sound. So you hit it like that. And then I slide from the 12th fret on the high E string up to the 17th fret on the high E string. Okay, like that. So yeah, it's 4 times on the 17th fret. And then here we go back to the 14th and 10th on the G and B. And then we go to the 11th fret on the B string and keep the 14th fret down. So, and then you go down to the 12th fret on the G and have the 10th fret on the B. Okay, so that part is like, sounds nice and dissonant. So altogether you have this. You're going to do that 3 times, and then on the 4th time we're just going to ring out the ending and let it fade out. And that's the end of the song. So there you have it. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, then please like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below what songs you'd like me to do in standard tuning in the future, and I'll try and add them to the list. If you're interested in taking a one-on-one guitar lesson with me, then my email address is linked in the description below. You'll also find links to my band Hound, my production work, my session guitar work, etc. in the description below. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.